Today we're going to take a look at the quotient of a powers property. To divide powers having the same base, we are going to be subtracting the exponents. So if m is greater than n, so notice m is on the top, n is on the bottom. Since the top is bigger than the bottom, we're going to take the bigger number, m minus n, and these are going to end up on the top where the bigger exponent was. If m is less than n, so now we have the smaller exponent on the top and the bigger one on the bottom, we're always going to take the bigger exponent and subtract the smaller one, and it's going to end up in the spot where the bigger exponent was to begin with. So let's take a look at example 1. We have y to the third over y to the fifth. So we're looking at the exponents to see which one's bigger, and 5 is bigger than 3. So if we start, we know that our y's are going to end up in the denominator, so our y's have to end up down here, and then we subtract 5 minus 3, which would give us 2. So we're left with y to the second in the denominator, and we need a placeholder in the top, and our placeholder is always going to be a 1. If we look at letter B, we have a to the sixth over a to the second. Looking at our exponents, 6 and 2, which one is bigger? And the 6 is bigger. Since that's on the top, our a's are going to end up on the top, and we subtract 6 minus 2, which would give us 4. And then finally in letter C, we have 2 to the third on the top and 2 to the eighth on the bottom. The bases of the 2's are the same. 8 is bigger than 3, so the 2's are going to end up in the denominator. So 2, and then we're going to take 8 minus 3, which would give us 2 to the fifth with our placeholder on top. And then since this is a number base, we can go ahead and evaluate that. So type in 2 to the fifth on your calculator, and you should get 32. So we get 1 over 32. Now before you get to the try this, I just want to explain kind of what's happening here and why we're subtracting. So let's take a look at letter A real quick up here on the top. If we have y to the third over y to the fifth, if we think about what that means, y to the third is y times itself 3 times, and y to the fifth on the bottom is y times itself 5 times. Now, as we go to simplify, we could cross out this y divided by this y is just 1. This y divided by this y is also 1. This y divided by this y is also 1. And if we take a look, 1 times 1 times 1 on the top is why we have the 1 here. And how many y's are we left with on the bottom? Y times y, which gives us y squared. So instead of having to do this every time and cancel things out, it's the same as just taking the bigger exponent minus the smaller exponent. If you have any other questions on that, let me know. Otherwise, why don't you go to the try this and see how you do. So pause it now and unpause it when you're ready to check your answer. If you did number 1 correctly, you should get c to the sixth. Number 2 is 1 over b to the sixth. And number 3 is 1 over 9. If you have any questions, let me know.